welcome to my channel. Today is my first movie review ever. I'm changing the concept of my channel a little bit from being just completely ASMR to being reviewing movies ASMR style. And now it has to have been done before. Like, there's billions of people in the world and billions of YouTube users, but I'd never seen it done before, so I was like, why don't I try to mix the two? So my channel is going to be me reviewing movies ASMR style, and it's very cool because I just got a new microphone, so that's very exciting. Now, when it comes to reviewing movies, I've never ever done that before, so I've been looking up so many rules on fair use, so I don't have to get the actual company's permission to show like clips from the movie. Now, I'm very scared because I don't want to get a copyright restriction or a copyright issue on my videos. I don't want any of my videos to be flagged. So if you have any advice on fair use rules, please leave them in the comments below. If the comments are on, I've been having a glitch on my end, so there's still a lot of things I need to straighten out about what my channel's gonna be. But this is my first movie review, so I hope all of you enjoy. And there won't be this much talking at the beginning of most of my videos. It's just that this is my first one ever, and I'm reconceptualizing my channel. So I hope all of you enjoy, and let's get right into it. Or I guess right into the next explanation about this video. So too many disclaimers before we start the rest of this video. One, I hope the volume isn't too loud or too low. I've never used this microphone before, and even though it's really good, it's a little too good because I'm used to the microphone being on the camera and not having a standalone one. So again, I'm sorry if the volume's too loud or too low. I'm still testing it out. And two, please ignore my hair today. It is a little crazy. I need a haircut. I'm getting one tomorrow, but it's a little crazy today, so just ignore my hair. Now let's get into the rest of the video. So first off, I just want to say the movie I'm reviewing today is still to this day the only movie that was, like, with no hesitation, my all-time #1 favorite movie for a few consecutive years in a row. Like, for a few years, whenever anyone would ask me what my favorite movie was, it was always this one. So that's why I decided to do this movie first, because it was my favorite for so many years, and it might still be nowadays. I'm not sure. I'll have to really think about it, but it's definitely still up there. And that movie is 2019's Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Now, why I give the year is because the original Godzilla movie that came out in the 1940s was also called King of the Monsters. So this is the one that came out 5 years ago, which saying that actually blows my mind because it doesn't feel like 5 years ago. It feels like 2. I don't know where the 2020s have gone, but it's definitely been fast. So that's why I decided to do this movie as my first movie review ever. So my videos will be broken up into 4 different segments. Number 1 will be the expectations, what I'm expecting from this movie, and the rating I'm expecting it to be 1 through 10. And I'll also let you know if I've seen it before or if I haven't. If I haven't, then I'll just tell you what I'm expecting, like, right at the moment. If I have seen it, I will tell you, like, what I was expecting the first time I ever saw it. Segment 2 will be the actual movie, like telling you about the storyline and showing some clips from the movie. And segment 3 will be the outcome, like my actual rating for that movie, 1 through 10, and what I thought about it in all different aspects, like what I thought could be changed, or what I really liked, or what I really didn't like. And the last segment, segment 4, will be the expectations versus the outcome. What was my expectation? How was it different from the outcome? And did it turn out to be better or worse? Now, I feel like most of the time the movies are going to turn out better than I thought, only because I'm a person that goes into movies with really low expectations. But that doesn't always mean they're going to be good, even if they're better than I thought they're going to be. Now, always remember, this is just my opinion. You might have a very different opinion from me, or it might be similar. I'm not sure, but this is just what I thought of the movies. So now we are beginning segment 1 of this video. So, thinking back to my expectations for this Godzilla movie, I was really excited for it. Like, I'd spent the months before, like, looking at the older Godzilla movies and catching up on the lore about it and watching the trailer for this one. So, I was really excited for this movie. I was probably thinking it was gonna be like a 7 or 8 out of 10, like, for being that I usually have a low expectation for a lot of movies. I was so excited about this one for so long before it came out. Now we can actually get into talking about the movie and its storyline, finally. And like I said, there will not be this much talking at the beginning of most of my videos. It's just because this is the first one. So now we can finally get into talking about the storyline and what this movie is about. So this movie opens and immediately it's a flashback to 2014 in San Francisco when the events of the 2014 Godzilla movie happened, which is a movie I will cover later in my channel. But it's a flashback and it shows this family, and this family is missing their son, and you to find out that their son passed away in the tragic events of what happened in 2014 when Godzilla got into a fight with these evil creatures called the Mutos. I think it stood for like massive unidentified terrestrial organism. I think that's what it stood for. But that was the 2014 movie, and this movie opens with a flashback right away. Well, then it goes to the present, and the main characters that this movie bases around are Dr. Russell and her daughter Madison. Well, from the start, you can see that Dr. Russell has separated from her husband, and that was the family that lost their son. So it was Madison's brother. Well, Madison is like a teenager now, and she lives with her mother because her parents are separated, and you don't find out where her father is until later. So the movie opens and it shows their lives, and it shows that like Madison's kind of grown up around the scientists. So she's grown up all around these scientists who study like crazy things, and in the current times, she and her mother are on this site where there's a titan actually, or a titan about to be born. So they go because the titan is about to be born, and it turns out to be Mothra. Now, if you don't know the lore, Mothra is a very distinctive character in the Godzilla franchise. She's a good guy, and she's always been like Godzilla's accomplice, I guess, in most of the movies at least. So it was really cool as a person who knows all the lore to see Mothra in this movie along with Godzilla. And when Dr. Russell and Madison are at the facility where Mothra is being kept at, because it seems like Monarch is able to keep these titans wherever they are in like facilities like locked up, I guess, to stop them from causing havoc in the world. So they're at this facility, and this group of people come in and unalive a bunch of these other scientists, and they kidnap Dr. Russell and Madison. So that's when Monarch, which is the company that studies the titans and keeps them in these little places, they go and they find Madison's father, and they tell him like, oh, your ex-wife and your daughter, they've been kidnapped by these people, and we think they've been kidnapped because they have this certain type of technology called the Orca, which like uses signals to be able to evoke certain responses in the titans to be a type of way like Monarch can control the titans, which once again is just humans trying to dominate over everything else in the world. It just really shows that once again. So then they ask the father for his help because he's like the one who knows about the Orca and what it can do and whatever. So then they end up going out to this place called Castle Bravo, which is a Monarch outpost, and they tell him that they have like outposts all over the world where they keep titans in containment. And he like scrolls through a bunch of them and he's like, how many things are there? And I think they said like 18 and counting or something, but it's a big number. And all of these titans, they're gigantic, like they're Godzilla sized type monsters, but apparently most of them are in hibernation around the world. Now, why these evil people, whoever they are, wanted the Orca is because they have this like weird idea to like reset a balance to the is just like destruction. So they want the Orca so they can wake up this other creepy monster called Monster Zero, aka Ghidorah, because it's frozen in ice somewhere. Well, once again, if you don't know the lore, Ghidorah is Godzilla's arch enemy. Like, that's his arch nemesis. Like, the only titan that can rival him is Ghidorah. And they want to wake Ghidorah up using the Orca. So they're just crazy people. They don't even realize how much destruction the titans will bring. Like, they're crazy. They're all over the place. So now Ghidorah is loose, and it's causing way more destruction than the people who woke it up thought. Like, it's just going around causing these gigantic hurricane-like storms and wreaking havoc everywhere, and using its like weird powers, weird roar to wake up other titans around the world. Now, they don't give a lot of screen time to the other titans. They just show like, oh yeah, one is waking up here and one is waking up there. Except this weird like demon firebird type thing called Rodan, which once again is from Godzilla lore. But Rodan creeps me out. Like, he was hibernating in a volcano. Like, when he wakes up, there's lava dripping off his face. It's very scary. But that's the only titan that they really give screen time. Besides Godzilla, Ghidorah, Mothra, the only one that gives screen time is Rodan. It turns out that Dr. Russell Madison's mother was actually more on board with that plan about like the balance of the earth, was more on board with that plan than Madison thought. So she finds that out and she's like, oh my, like, how could you do this? So Madison goes, steals the Orca, runs away from where they were keeping them, and goes to, I think, was it Boston? Because she overheard her mother saying that one of the only ways this could be stopped is if she broadcasts the Orca sound that like calms down the titans. If she broadcasts that throughout the world to stop these titans. And there's a way to do it from Boston. And now I can't remember exactly how. Like, I think these frequencies really reach far. I always found this the most confusing part of the movie, because I'm like, frequencies can really stop these gigantic beasts. Like, really, like, scientifically, yeah, I get it a little bit, because they talked about how the Orca was originally made for like whales. But this is the only confusing part of the movie. I'm like, frequencies can really stop these gigantic beasts from destroying the world. So she runs away, she does that, it's successful, it works on all the titans except Ghidorah and Rodan, I think, because Ghidorah ends up destroying that antenna that was projecting this signal. Like, from the beginning you can tell that these type of things don't work against Ghidorah. Like, he's too powerful for any of these frequencies to work. So then we get our final fight, which takes place, I think it's still in Boston. It's where the Red Sox stadium is, which I think is in Boston. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I hope I'm right, but if I'm not, I'm sorry. But the final fight takes place. It's Godzilla versus Ghidorah and Mothra versus Rodan. It's an amazing fight. I love it so much. It's like the most epic Titan fight ever. There's destruction, there's this, there's that. Now, I'm not going to tell you who dies and who survives, both out of the Titans and the humans, for a few different reasons. One, this video is already getting really long. Two, the more I give away about this story, the more likely they are to flag my video. And three, I really want all of you to watch this movie, whether you are familiar with Godzilla and its lore or not. Either way, I think you'll really like this movie. So I really want all of you to watch this movie. But it has an amazing ending. There's triumph. There's everything. So this is just one of my favorite movies. So I think you should really watch it. Now, I know some of the cuts were choppy there. The long story, I'm still getting used to this. But I hope I get better at that part of the video, like being able to explain to you the movie. I feel like I don't do that very well yet. But that's what these videos are for, practice. So I will get better at that, and I will make sure to make the cuts less choppy and have less of them. But that's besides point. Now we are to segment 3 of the video, the outcome. Okay, so I'm gonna go back once again to the first time I ever saw this movie. I had super high hopes for it, and it still exceeded those. It's a complete 10 out of 10 for me. The only movie that stayed my favorite without a doubt for a few consecutive years in a row. So it's a complete 10 out of 10 for me. It exceeded my expectations way more than I thought it was going to. Like, expectations versus outcome. It was like 3 points above what I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought it might be like a 7. And it's a complete, utter, no hesitation 10 for me. I just love this movie so much. I think all of you should go watch it. Whether you've seen Godzilla movies before or not, I think all of you should go watch it. Because this is an amazing movie. Now, like I said, you're going to have to excuse me for certain things because I'm still really practicing my technique, I guess, in these videos. And I'm still not super used to talking to a camera like I'm talking to a person. Like, it is like it's strange, you know. I don't know how so many creators do it. Like, I'm just talking to like a little black rectangle. But I will get better at it. So I hope all of you enjoyed this video, and I will be definitely staying more on a schedule than I was before. So I hope all of you enjoyed the video. I know I did. Until the next time,